Editing sentences practice A101. First we fix the English. Steve Higgins, spokesman for Gretton Fire and Rescue Service, has stated that from the footage on social media he thinks that the fire has developed exponentially, full stop. The hints are bracketing commas, tense for has. I'd like you to pause the video now, try to fix the English yourself and play the video when ready. Let's fix the English together. So the first hint is bracketing commas. We've only got one comma. Let's get rid of that comma and let's put in brackets to bracket out the information. And we can do this because it gives extra information about Steve Higgins. And we can read it anyway. Steve Higgins has stated that. Now the problem with a full bracket is that it's a big pause for the reader. But if we replace that bracket, the start and end of the bracket, with a comma, it's much less of a pause. And this is where a comma plays the role of bracketing information without slowing the sentence. The second hint is the tense for has. We have Steve Higgins has stated. So what does has mean here? It could mean he definitely stated that. He has stated that. Or it could mean that he has stated it in the past, but it makes no claims about what he's doing now. He has run. Yeah. But we don't need that. We can simply say stated. Steve Higgins stated that. And the same thing with the fire has developed exponentially. He thinks that the fire developed exponentially. So for me, this is fixing English with the bracketing comma and the tense for has. Now let's edit the sentence. This is the one where we fix the English. And the hints are, did he state? Does he think, or can we use evidence? What's another way of saying footage on social media? And do we need gender neutral language? Again, I'd like you to pause the video, try to edit the sentence yourself using the hints, and then when you're ready, play the video. Now let's edit the sentence together. The first hint is, did he state? Well, Steve Higgins stated that from the footage. Well, stating is quite formal. I don't think we need that. We've already got that he's a spokesman. We can put said. It's a much simpler verb and it doesn't make claims about whether it's formal or not. Our second hint is, does he think, or can we use evidence? Well, he thinks or he believes that the fire developed exponentially, but he wouldn't say it if he didn't think it. Can we take the think and use evidence? How about the footage on social media shows that the fire developed exponentially? And that means we've got to change this a little. Steve Higgins said that from the footage on social media. How about said footage on social media shows that the fire developed exponentially? Our next hint is, what's another way of saying footage on social media? Well, we can get all fancy, but how about social media footage? And our last hint is gender neutral language. Now, Steve Higgins, spokesman, he's actually a spokesperson. Now this does depend on what your style guide says. It might be spokesman and spokeswoman used, but we can use spokesperson if we want to ensure that it's gender neutral language. We started with Steve Higgins, spokesman for Gretton Fire and Rescue Service, has stated that from the footage on social media he thinks that the fire has developed exponentially. And we ended with Steve Higgins, spokesperson for Gretton Fire and Rescue Service, said social media footage shows that the fire developed exponentially. I think that's much simpler, more straightforward and easier to follow. We could even do this. Shows the fire developing exponentially, but we don't have to. Now, what you can see is this is more direct, this is clearer, and not coincidentally, it's got rid of unnecessary words that are used to convey meaning. All good things in an edit. Thank you.